Hey there, hi there, ho there, welcome back once again for another exciting episode of Disney Compendium Volume 46. I am your host, as always, JJ, and over there, my good buddy, my good friend, Nick. Nick, you ready to talk about some Garfield?
Yeah, let's talk about Garfield. I would rather talk about Garfield than Chicken Little.
So Nermal is the gray cat,
Uh-huh.
and Garfield is trying to mail them to Abu Dhabi.
Right. Um,
No, 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 no. Instead, we have to talk about the movie that opened up. Let's see, not that one. That one. November 4th, 2005. Chicken Little.
which is the kids' meal at Chick-fil-A. My pleasure.
There you go.
My pleasure.
So we just talk about Chick Fil A.
Yeah.
Is that the? I've eaten at Chick Fil A collective of twice.
It's close to my house. I've eaten there a few times.
It was close to my house, but I moved, so now it's like slightly further away from my house now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That is some good intolerant chicken, though. I'll tell you that.
So Chicken Little.
Chicken Little.
Where do we start with Chicken Little?
From the
How do you start with Chicken Little? Uh, they animated it out of their Burbank offices, so that's their main headquarters. So this was a mainline, all hands on deck Disney film from
right.
2005, with a uh, bonkers cast. there are some
Yeah.
there are some weird people in this movie that you did not like, that have the smallest parts that should be larger parts, or the other way around. Uh,
Featuring Gary Marshall.
Don Knotts.
Yeah.
The lead of this movie is Zach Braff, which I absolutely forgot until I watched this for the first time like a month ago when we were supposed to be doing this episode.
Yeah.
But all of us had the collective. I can't do another episode of this right now. I don't have the creative juices to do
Yeah.
this.
Like, there's
Uh,
too much going on in the world right now
yeah,
for me to give a damn about Chicken
Chicken
Little.
Little. Yeah, it's still hard to give a damn
It,
about Chicken Little.
yeah, it really is.
I watched it uh, for the first time in a very, very, very long time when we were originally going to do this episode. And then I watched it again this morning, and my opinion hasn't changed. So that's good.
That it's a
Uh,
movie.
yeah, it certainly exists. Um, Disney definitely made it. It
Uh-huh.
does have it. This movie did come out in Disney Digital 3D as well, so
Oh, good.
you could have seen this in the third dimension.
Oh, good. It was at the point where it's like when 3D became a thing again. It was like we don't really care what it is.
I don't. It's hard to say because I don't remember what came. Oh wait, I do know what came out in 2005. Let's see if any of those movies would have had a 3D version. No. So it was just. I think we were about to. I think we were very close to, because I think 2005. So I think we might have been on an anniversary release of Toy Story. Was this when the Toy Story 3D stuff came out?
So, because that would have been 10 years, right?
10th anniversary of
Yeah.
Toy Story 3D, and it was the double feature.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong because I think that like the hey, we're just gonna make stuff in 3D because we want to make it 3D. That started around like the release of the first Avengers film.
Yeah, all of the Marvel stuff at around that time was starting to be,
But like even like the
yeah,
Illumination movies were like
yeah.
3D. I guess.
Yeah, so when did the 3D re-release? The 3D re-release was 2009, which sounds way more of Toy Story, which sounds
Yeah.
way more in line. So this was an early, not only was it an early like 3D release, because at the time I can't imagine very many theaters being like equipped to you're the one 3D movie. We're not going to do this.
And also
Um,
for this movie.
yeah. Also, This was Disney's first fully computer animated 3D film. We talked about Dinosaur, but that wasn't fully 3D animated because it had the backgrounds weren't created in the computer.
There was some live action.
There were live action photos,
Yeah.
and footage. So it was yeah. So it was live action with CG. This is full CG. So you know that's something. This was the beginning of the end for hand drawn animation because
Yeah,
everything going forward until Princess and the Frog is going to be CG, and then everything after Winnie the Pooh is going to be CG. So
this movie's a death knell for a variety of reasons.
yeah. Also, not Disney's first adaptation of Chicken Little. We'll get to that after we talk about this one because I think these other Chicken Little is a much more interesting Chicken Little to talk about because you haven't seen it.
No, I'm not.
So when I explain what the Chicken Little is, from uh, 1943. So you know what year that is. You know what's going on. So
What you're trying to say is it's a propaganda film.
perhaps we'll find out.
Yeah.
Um, so Chicken Little, it's Chicken Little in America, like the story, the book, but it's not Chicken Little everywhere else. It's like um, Henny Penny.
Mm.
In
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh,
I think a little
it's
old
yeah,
nursery.
it's Chicken Little or Chicken Lickin' in the
Yeah.
United States, and it's like Henny Penny, kind of everywhere else.
Chicken and
Uh,
a biscuit.
chicken and a biscuit.
Yes.
Every dad's favorite cracker.
Every dad's
Uh,
favorite cracker. We only buy it for Thanksgiving or Christmas.
yeah.
Twice a year.
And yeah, so everyone knows. The thing that we're going to talk about with this one is I think this movie missed the point of Chicken Little by a long shot. Uh,
Yeah.
like the moral of the story gets sort of thrown out the window at a point here. Uh, so, um,
Because the original was like a boy who cried wolf
yeah, it was a boy who
situation.
cried wolf. It was the sky literally like it was a acorn, which they do in this whole thing, fell on him, and uh, but it's the fox that's like he's using Chicken Little to eat everybody basically. Like
Right.
the mass hysteria is everyone's doom. Everyone like pretty much dies in like legit Chicken Little. Uh, but
In canon, Chicken Little,
yeah,
everybody dies. Mass hysteria, chickens and foxes.
yeah. The moral of the story is to don't be a chicken.
Yeah, or don't be a narc, bro.
Yeah. But this one, they go all in on the naming conventions from Chicken Little. So it's the town of Okie Oaks.
Get it? Because he's a chicken.
So it's Okie Oaks, and you out the
Broken yoke.
yeah out the gate. You get Chicken Little doing his "the sky is falling, the sky is falling, the sky is falling," causing mass hysteria, panic, and everything. Um, and when they go down there to where he said he saw the sky was falling, it was the shape of a stop sign, but blue with a cloud on it. He goes down there and there's nothing there, and of course everyone's like, "This dumbass." You can't look what you've caused. His dad is super embarrassed, and
And Super Gary Marshall.
super Gary Marshall, yes. And he becomes the laughingstock of the town to the point where you fast forward 1 year later and they're making a movie about it.
Yes.
It's just,
Like, we can't embarrass this child enough.
yeah, he's a child, and they're just all so cruel that they're like, we're gonna make a movie about it. We're gonna joke about it nonstop. The dad jokes that he sees a bumper sticker about it, and that's like what really solidifies it because that's like permanent. You know,
Yeah.
it's there. You're not taking the bumper sticker off, which is true. I still see like uh, Al Gore bumper stickers
Yeah,
floating
no.
around. You know? So,
Like, oh no,
yeah,
you poor soul.
yeah. So yeah, now he's infamous, and now you start getting introduced to the rest of the crew. Because he's running late for school, his pants get taken off on his way to school, which
Fall off, but you
yeah,
can't. Yeah,
yeah, you know, it's look at all the bad luck he has.
yeah.
Uh,
What a dummy.
his stupid jetpack made out of soda that he does to get into the window. It's the Chekhov's gun
Yeah,
of the movie because they have to bring it back later. Um, he is a bird.
chicken
Chickens,
kind of fly.
he could at least try. But yeah, it's
What
okay.
you're trying to say is you're rooting him against him in this movie.
Yeah, he sucks out the gate. Like you do, like why would you believe him first of
Yeah,
all?
but then you meet his friends,
Yeah. So you
or I
start
guess
getting
they're his
introduced. Yeah,
friends.
yeah. You start introducing all of his friends. You get the ugly duckling, aka Abby Mallard. Uh, uh, Runt of the litter, which is the absolutely massive pig,
Right.
who is just Carl from Jimmy Neutron. It's the weirdest. Like the voice doesn't change. Uh,
Notice
speaking
he
of vo- speaking of voices that don't change, we'll talk about the sports announcer later. And you get fish out of water, which is a fish wearing a scuba diving helmet filled with water.
so
Which
it's
so his head, but like his body would still like dry out and be like desiccated and bad, right? Like fish need to have their entire body moist.
no,
Like
no, no.
that's
You're good.
you're good. You're good. That's how it is.
Yeah.
All
No.
right.
Well, okay. So the fish kid reminded me of like, and I've read these books. They're called Sweet Pickles.
No.
Sweet Pickles were these late 70s, early 80s books about animals living in a town. And the fish was a motorcyclist who wore a tank on her head and a wetsuit.
Yeah. All right.
I'm going to send you a picture of fish.
So that's
So,
that. So yeah, there's this subplot of uh, Abby trying to like get him to talk to his dad in like a very serious tone. You have to talk to him. You have to have a conversation with him. You have to because they have a terrible, terrible relationship.
yes.
It's a real cats in the cradle relationship that got going to. He does not want to spend any time with his embarrassing son. Uh,
It's a Rikishi J. Uso
yeah,
situation
he was thrown in the pool. Uh,
right, with his
uh,
trash bag pants.
yeah. Uh, but he just desperately wants to make his dad proud. Um, there's the dodgeball scene that's boring.
Yeah, it's like the PE coach is like, yeah, all unpopular kids.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, the one thing, the Foxy Loxy in this one is a girl, which is a
Yeah,
tomboy. Which they changed it. It's funny because Foxy Loxy is the villain of Chicken Little.
right.
Uh, Not so much. She sucks, but like just
She's
in
like
like a school way. She never is really running interference.
a dumb jock kind of,
Yeah,
and
she has no role in the sort of antagonistic department of the movie. Like she just sucks. But so does everyone's against him in this movie. So
right.
what's the difference that she is too? She's just a little more aggressive about it, but barely. It's so weird to have Foxy Loxy relegated to background role in a Chicken Little movie,
It's
but
kind
here
of
we
a
are.
bully, basically.
Yeah, but and not even that. You never really see her being any different than any of the other kids, really.
Yeah.
Even like, because okay, I forgot that this was a baseball movie for a little bit. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, it turns into a weird baseball Simpsons style baseball situation, where in
Well,
order to, what were you gonna say?
yeah.
Yeah,
No, yeah. It's backyard baseball looks like.
yeah, yeah. It's this weird, like, he wants to make his dad proud, so he decides he's gonna join the baseball team.
Sure.
Uh, yeah, and of course, you get the montage of baseball being played, and he never gets picked ever. Period, because he's small, little, and can't do anything. Why would you put him out there? What's he gonna do? Although the coach, when you get to the, championship game with the announcer, who is just Kent Brockman,
Yeah.
uh, Shear didn't change his voice in the slightest. He is just doing Kent Brockman.
Would you say it's time for the chickens to crack each other's head open and feast on the goo inside?
Yes.
Yes, I would.
uh, but yeah, he's not even like, yeah, it's like, okay, you just want to, what voice are you going to do? I'm just going to do Brockman. All
Oh,
right.
how can I prove we're alive?
Yeah.
Penis.
Yeah. So, yeah, so the coach makes a good point at the end where it's like, you have a very, very small strike zone. Just stand there and don't do anything, and we will win.
You're just going to walk the winning run home.
Yeah, which that's perfectly reasonable for a championship game here, if that's really how how
Yeah.
things are gonna be. But
You played
uh,
small ball, sir.
yeah, but here we go with Chicken Little. Uh, no, I'm going to win the game.
No, he's taking some cuts. He's taking some cuts at the ball.
Oh yeah, that's you just sent me the picture of fish
Yeah.
and flips.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
Uh, but he ends up hitting the ball. He ends up knocking it into the outfield. Uh, the rules of this baseball like are everywhere because like you've got like a gopher on the field, kind of running interference. They throwing that around. He
it's SpongeBob.
slides. Yeah, he slides into home, called out, but there's so much dirt piled up that the umpire comes in,
Brushes the plate off.
brushes all of this dirt off, and his little tippy toe is touching the base. So he wins the game.
He gets the
Yay!
inside the park home run, and
Yeah. And so now he's the town hero. Uh, so
until
far, so far, this is all just going nowhere. Like, yeah, okay. Why did we have to have? You could have figured out a subplot to get him in the good graces again of people in so many different ways, but you just kind of wasted time with this baseball thing because it never matters again. There's, like, you would
oh,
think baseball would maybe help solve the plot in some way, shape, or form. It does
but
not.
the baseball thing's really early in the movie, though.
Yeah. It's like we're only like 20 minutes into this movie, at best.
That feels like the in the movie thing.
Yeah, it feels like this should have been, or at least like second act.
Yeah,
The second act is the post baseball stuff. Uh, keep in mind this movie is what 110 15 minutes. It's barely over an hour. Or when I say like an hour and 20 minutes, 81 minutes is what this movie is. Not even an hour and a half. So, time is of the essence in this movie. I guess they didn't trim any fat, but they're definitely speeding right along with
yeah,
some.
yeah.
So
This was good with plot stuff.
yeah, so he's in his house. He's celebrating. He's singing a rendition of "I Am the Champion," or "We Are the Champions," but singing it as "I Am the Champion," and it is miserable to listen to. I understand he's intentionally sort of singing off key, but it is like nails on a chalkboard. It was bad. Um, why are you doing this to me, Zach Braff? Why? I like you. What are you doing to this?
Well, I mean, okay, would you either that or the last season of Scrubs on ABC? Yeah.
I think I'd still take Scrubs.
Okay. That
But
weird scrub season where it's like, oh, here's the other kids. Like, no,
yeah,
no.
so as he's celebrating, he gets hit on the head by a falling sky object again.
Ruh-roh.
Uh-oh. And now he's freaking out. Like, I don't know why he, like, when he physically has it, like, it's there. He's freaking out. And his dad comes in and he hides it. You have it. You could have just said, "This came in my window and hit me on the head." And you'd think that'd be okay, but no, he panics like as if he thinks that he's crazy. So
It's like
like
you've won. You got you're in your dad's good graces now. Now's the
yeah,
time to pull this thing out.
yeah. But he doesn't. He hides it. And he's like and you start the running gag of the who are we talking about? Get like gag where they just you just talk until they give up basically.
Yeah,
I don't. They kept going back to this joke of Chicken Little not making any sense. Like he's just sort of saying random words. Like they did it a couple of times, and
he's
I don't know what that is. I don't know why they don't imply that he's a speech impediment or anything. But every once in a while, he just does this like nonsensical talking, and I don't get it.
he's he's also like oddly neurotic.
Yeah, but
Like,
again, they gave him this personality of like this neurotic, like neuroses, and it plays nothing into the plot other than
no,
maybe that's why he hid the piece. I don't know, but anyways, this is where he discovers that the piece after his dad leaves. This is where he discovers that the piece is some sort of optic camouflage. It's disguising
actually,
itself as whatever he like. It doesn't really explain how they're activating the camouflage because sometimes they're holding it up in front of something and it takes a second or two and it copies the image. Other times, like when Fish Out of Water is doing it, he's holding it up. It copies like Abby, and then he'll put it in front of himself, and he's just like using it as like pretending, but it doesn't copy him.
right?
And so he seems to know how to work that thing. I think the fish out of water is also an alien.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, spoiler! We're not saying it's aliens, but
yeah,
let me get my hair
it's
with here.
but it's aliens.
Here I am.
This is an alien movie.
We're not saying it's
Surprise,
aliens,
surprise.
but it's aliens.
It's aliens. We're not saying it's
There we
aliens,
go.
but it's aliens.
It's aliens.
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 Yeah, ancient aliens. They built the pyramids and they created humanity
Yes.
in their likeness.
And also Hitler is looking for the spear of destiny.
Yeah,
Coming up next on the show.
ancient secret Nazi weapons coming up next.
Yes. Hitler. And now a tattoo show.
Yeah.
About cars. What?
And then we're just gonna have a bunch of guys make some knives. It's gonna be.
Look, man, the knife making show's fine.
I like the knife making show.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the knife making show.
Your knife can kill. But yeah, he calls his friends over, and then now they're all freaking out too because yeah, this is some weird stuff you got here, kid. You got to tell your dad about it. No, I'm not gonna tell my dad about it. Okay, why?
Because I'm basically
because
handing that over.
yeah, because reasons. Fish then figures out that there's like a button on the hexagon that turns it into
A rocket or something?
a
Or
hoverboard.
hoverboard?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it flies off, taking him to the invisible UFO. If you didn't know going in that this was a UFO movie, you could have maybe thought that this was going to be like an under the dome situation because it
Yeah.
kind of looks like there's a hole in the sky. And you can't really tell that there's a UFO up there right away. It really could have just been like, oh, this is like the village or something where
Yeah.
it's like, but no, it's just a UFO. And so they have to um, go into the UFO.
That that sounds yes.
I
It's
can't
very
remember if I'm doing it in order or not.
No,
because
I think they go into the UFO after they have
after
to
he
go
does
rescue fish, right?
what?
They have to go rescue fish, right?
They go rescue fish.
Yeah, so they have to go to UFO.
Yeah, I can't remember if yeah. So they were on the UFO, and then they do the whole like on the UFO thing, and there was the kid in there, the little looks like a dog ear with eyes that you discover that. Why was it being held prisoner, or is that just what a crib is on this UFO thing? They don't
What if I would have preferred if it had been some fire in the sky stuff where they had like fish
yeah.
in a membrane?
Yeah. But yeah, so they're on the UFO. They get their
Oh,
friend back. They get off the UFO. Um, Chicken Little rings the church bells. Sanctuary, sanctuary. Uh,
get it?
yeah,
Because that was
he's
another Disney movie.
yeah. 5,000 gallons of molten lead kill the entire town of Jersey Oaks. Uh,
How does he have so much molten lead?
just
We,
we will never let that
we
rest.
will never know. Like, how does he
Yeah.
have so much lead?
Why in a church was there so much?
Just like,
Just not this church also makes crosses.
yeah,
That's what they do on their side because this
it's
is I'm assuming maybe pre-donation plates.
it's
Uh,
it's also like it also borders a steel mill.
yeah,
Yes,
we work hard, we
we
play
play.
hard.
Woo! Mm, mm.
But
Also available on Disney Plus, by the way.
else, and finally, and it's appropriate 4x3
Appropriate
format.
aspect ratio. Yeah.
I've been watching the heck out of some Simpsons. It's very comforting to go back and watch classic Simpsons.
It is, yeah, it is comfort
I
food.
just watched the one where Homer has to have the open heart surgery. Uh,
Oh,
got some really good, there's some good gags in that one.
oh, I love where he's like Bart has that beer. He's just been working on that beer for ages. Takes to the hardware store.
Let's just stop talking about Chicken Little and let's talk about Simpsons.
I'm okay with that.
In King Size Homer, I
Yes,
love no, no, we
they
gotta
give him,
get
they offer him a trash bag full of popcorn. It will go away.
uh,
One hi
yeah.
you only 10 Iroquois thrusts.
My dad is not some food crazed maniac. Oh boy. Okay. Anyways, back off the UFO. He's ringing all the bells, getting the town all riled up again.
They don't believe him.
They don't believe him. He takes them to the UFO, and the UFO is gone. So, and even his friends join in, like, no, actually, hey, there was a UFO, and everyone's like, shut up, kids.
Shut up, children.
Yeah. And so now the dad is like even more embarrassed than ever. So,
He's about to be mortified again.
and
I
that's
don't think
when
he likes his son, dude.
no, he's a bad dad.
He's a really
The
bad father.
the mom is dead. We learn early on, and after she died, it's like he just kind of like, all right,
Eh,
I'm giving it. I have no son. Just the bare bones minimum. Like I'll keep you fed, and I'll keep a
like,
roof over your head. But
take you to school. Yeah.
that's about the extent of this relationship. Clearly, there's no playing catch. There's no even attempting to do it. There's no playing Street Fighter in the living room. There's
Yeah.
nothing. None of it.
Yeah. Like, oh, I got. You want to just like co-op, Dad? No,
No.
good.
No, no. I'm just gonna play Contra. It's a two-player game. No, we don't have a second controller. Sorry.
but, but you have the good controller for you and the guest controller. Can I use the guest controller? No,
No, no.
no.
I can use the U Force if we. No.
Oh my god! Now just a scene of him just like trying to get his dad. Like just he wants to hang out with his dad. How do you see you voice?
It's funny because this plot point of not of nobody because nobody believing him lasts 25 seconds at most. So he's
Aliens.
just yeah, so he's just moping around, and then the little tiny alien dude, the kid, shows up, and everyone's like, "Oh God, this is an alien. What is this?" It's like a little dog ear with four legs and like three eyes sometimes, and uh, you know, find out its name is Kirby. So
because
that's
he
interesting.
because he
Uh,
sucks.
Cause exactly. um,
He steals the powers from all the villagers
yeah,
and then
yeah,
spits stars at them.
yeah. If you swallow the microphone, you can spit it out and try to
Hmm.
sing, and it clears the entire screen. The joke being is that Kirby has a terrible singing voice.
Yes. Then
Uh,
they all then he and Chicken Little
yeah.
have to defeat King DDD
Yes. In a boxing ring.
in a boxing ring.
No, but that's not too far. I mean, like this is a world of animals. The mayor is a turkey, so King
Yeah,
DDD existing in this universe not too far from
it's
reality.
entirely possible.
Um, anyways, next morning, aliens have invaded. So, uh, again, this is like 20 seconds after everyone's like, "There's no such thing as aliens." Smash cut to, oh well, there's tons of aliens actually. Um, Everyone believes Chicken Little now,
That's
except they
all it took.
except they still won't listen to him because he sort of knows by this point, shortly hereafter, you learn that it's them just trying to get the kid back.
Right.
But
Not invade.
they're not invading. They're just trying to get their kid back, and they're using a little bit uh, excessive force. There are alien space cops shooting first and asking questions later.
Huh. Huh.
Uh,
Huh.
huh.
Oh.
But yeah, let's just cut to the end here. They get the kid back. The kid's dad is Fred Willard. Rest in peace. Uh,
Oh yeah.
just recently.
RIP president of by and large.
Yeah. I love him so much. He is a guy that had absolutely perfect comedic timing on
Yeah.
everything that he did. Uh, Anytime he was involved in any sort of Christopher Guest thing, in, instantly a classic moments.
What was the? I'm trying to think of what was the show he was playing. It was like the recent thing where it was at a funeral. He was playing the Zeppelin
Yeah,
music.
it was that I Think You Should Leave on
Yes, it was.
Netflix, where he's playing the I forget what it's called. I always want to say Calliope, but I don't think that's the right.
Yeah,
It's
but
close
smashing
enough,
the
but
plates.
yeah, where he's like got it's all the like cartoony, you know, smashing plates.
Great bit.
Yeah,
It's a great
uh,
bit.
just yeah. When the goofy music stops, he just turns like, "I'm sorry for your loss." Oh, it's so good. He is hilarious. I love his bit in uh has announcer on Best in Show. Uh,
Yeah.
it's so good. He's just like he doesn't really understand a single thing about a dog show. He's just interested, and and to think in most countries these dogs would be eaten. But yeah, Chicken Little. Although the mayor gets killed, uh, Don Knotts gets vaporized at one
Yeah.
point.
This
I
was
just
like
sort
right
of
before he passed away too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he just gets absolutely vaporized. But he wasn't. They weren't really vaporized. Everyone's back because it was like teleportation.
Yeah.
Everyone's back to normal except for Foxy Loxy, who is now a Southern Belle,
Yeah.
which
Right.
which that's problematic. Like because she's back and like now ladylike instead of the tomboy that she was,
Yeah.
but oh, we can change it right back. But then you have Run to the Litter, like, no, 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 she's perfect and keeps her the way she's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
very
no,
weird.
girls aren't supposed
It's
to be masculine anyway.
yeah,
Yeah. It's a
yeah. Ooh,
great message there in this
yeah.
movie.
And then you cut into them doing a duet of "Don't Go Breaking My Heart." So, oh. Oh yeah, that was Run to the Litter's running gag is that everything is music.
Yes, yes, it is.
He's constantly quoting song lyrics, and usually sort of show tune or show tune adjacent song lyrics. Like the mom threatens after he stands up for Chicken Little to say, "Yes, it was aliens." Uh, that she's going to take away all of his Streisand records. Uh, so
So in this universe, Streisand exists.
yes, and
Streisand.
yes, it is unclear if this is just an animal village or that happens to take place on planet, or Barbara Streisand exists as well. I mean, if they're singing real songs throughout, that means either humans exist
Or they
or
exist. Uh-oh. Are we done
or
one of those situations?
or we're on our timeline
Yes.
of where the Robin Hood Jungle Book timeline,
The post-apocalypse.
the post-apocalypse. We're on the one where humanity was wiped out because remember, the thing that we always joke about is that like Robin Hood exists, but as where there are no people, it's all animals. Yet the Crusades are still happening, so
Right.
it's it's the same situation. So it's like, and they don't use some sort of like weird like Barbara Streisand or something.
So, no, it's
It's
just
Barbara
Barbara
Streisand,
Streisand.
and
Yes.
and songs that were written by normal humans.
Yes. A song
So
something like Kiki D and Elton John.
yes, so unclear what this universe consists of. We will never know. You never get a hint of human beings again. If the like I said, it would have like oh yeah, in a world where that peace fell down and it's like oh they're just like an independent ecosystem that is
Yes.
hidden by science. But no, it's just who knows? It could be Land of the Lost situation.
Could be. Well,
Uh,
or it's like you said, it's an animal village, and the entrance is blocked by a giant walrus, and you have to you have to have Marin
yes.
sing, wake him up,
Yeah, the tune of the windfish will wake him up.
tune him the windfish.
Ballad of the Windfish. There you
You get to go give the hibiscus to that bear.
go.
So, quick question: do you think Don Knotts is in this movie because he was in the Ghost in Mr. Chicken?
Probably. I gotta see. I have to see something real quick. What was Don Knotts doing in 2000 and around this time?
Because I think the only thing I'd seen him before that was he was in Pleasantville. That was earlier than this.
Yeah, Don Knotts. When did he died in 2006
Because of this movie.
because of this movie? Let's see. When did he die in 2006? February. So actually not too far after because this movie premiered in November of 2005. He dies in February of 2006.
I read the reviews. It was terrible. Oh, Mr. Furley.
Nah, he wasn't. No. Before that, he hadn't done a movie. His last movie was 2000.
And it was
So,
Pleasantville.
no, Quince.
Eh.
Yeah, it was a Disney Channel original movie.
Uh,
And then he did Tom Sawyer, an American animated musical comedy from MGM. And then Pleasantville was 98.
okay.
Oh, he was in Cats Don't Dance.
Okay. So maybe.
So he's worked with this director before because this director directed Cats Don't Dance, and I'm just gonna assume that there was like, hey, can I just get you for a bit part?
Yeah.
And then his final film role was Air Buddies. So that's good. I'm glad that's his last film role. That's a way to.
Get this turn is like Don Knotts' post Andy Griffith Show career is just.
Is he doing anything else in 2000? Let's see. He was on an episode of Johnny Bravo in 2004. He was on an episode of That 70s Show in 2005. Las Vegas in 2005. He was in Robot Chicken.
Yes, he was.
And he voiced a character in Scooby Doo: Night of 100 Frights, the video game for PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Xbox.
He just played Don Knotts.
He played the groundskeeper.
Oh, because I was just hoping it'd just be like the old Scooby Doo's where it's like special
Yeah.
guest star Don Knotts.
That would have been
Hey
amazing.
kids.
That would have been so good. So yeah, the cast, like we said, Zach Braff, Chicken Little. Uh, when did Scrubs start? 2001. So this is, and it ended in 2010. So this is literally in the middle of Scrubs.
Yes, so
Uh,
he was kind of at his peak.
and I think 2005 was actually probably his peak, because I think 2000 2004 would have been Garden State,
Okay, yeah,
which was, he won a ton of awards for. Um, and honestly, I mean, Zach Braff just sort of exists now. I mean, he's done some cool stuff. He's
he's
like,
the Cottonelle puppy.
yeah,
He's the puppy in the Cottonelle commercial.
he is. He was. Trying to think of the last thing I remember seeing him in. He played himself in The Disaster Artist. That much I remember.
Yeah,
He was in that Oz movie as like a voiced character in
he
the
was the
Oz movie.
monkey. He was the
Yeah,
monkey in the great and the Oz the Great.
Oz. Yeah, Oz
Yeah,
Great. Yeah. So and he plays himself in BoJack Horseman a couple of times.
Hmm.
So
Which I've never seen. So
yeah, but like yeah, around this time would have been his absolute peak. So it makes sense that Disney would want to hire him, because he's got a very theoretically has a really good voice for animation, except he doesn't really use it.
yeah,
It's his voice that he chose for this is kind of weird, because I can't tell if it's because he was just talking like Zach Braff and they like up pitched him or something, like modulated him in some way, shape, or form, because his voice sounds a little weird.
yeah.
But yeah, it's not great. He does a good job, but just the way the voice comes out is weird.
It's yeah. I don't like
I can't put my finger on.
or he was doing a bit.
Yeah, like it's like I created this character. This is Chicken Little, and then he does this, and then everyone's like, he's not gonna stop. So let's just go with it.
Okay, I've been workshopping this character.
Yeah, you got Joan Cusack as Abby, the ugly duckling, which is a inspired choice, I guess. I never would have really thought of Joan Cusack for her.
Yeah, it's like get out. I'm John's ugly ducking sister.
Yeah. The guy that plays the fish out of water does not have a Wikipedia page, so that's good.
It's always great when you can't
Uh,
find a trace of him.
yeah, because he doesn't talk, so it's like yeah. Steve Zahn is runt of the litter. Um, he
Who's Foxy?
I'll find out in a second. I want to see who runt of the litter's other. Uh, boy, he's been in a lot of movies, man. You Got Mail. Stuart Little.
Okay.
National Security. Boy, he's just been in a bunch of garbage.
Ah,
So that's good. Uh, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Captain Fantastic. Okay, okay, he's been
it's a lot of working with stuff.
he started doing some better work in the most recent movies, except for the Ridiculous Six. But he's like a TV guy, like recurring role in Modern Family, Mind Games, World War II in HD, Monk, Phineas and Ferb.
Who is he in Phineas and Ferb?
Where did Swampy / Sherman in 3 episodes of Phineas and Ferb. So
Okay, then I don't know. I was like,
yeah,
is he Doctor Doofenshmirtz? And then I'll be like, oh, okay, then I
yeah,
know who he is. No.
yeah. Let's
Doofenshmirtz
see.
Evil Incorporated.
Uh, the Gary Marshall is the dad, as we've mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Amy Sedaris is Foxy Loxy.
Oh, okay.
So that's that I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was like, huh.
Okay, that's cool. Also, BoJack Horseman. So,
Gary Marshall, for people who don't know, is famous for directing, I guess, but like he's Penny Marshall's older brother.
yeah.
The only thing I can think of that he's been in, like physically seeing him in offhand, is he's the candy guy from League of Their Own.
Yeah,
The guy who owns the league
yeah,
of
yeah.
their own.
Let's see what you would have seen here. Let's see. Yeah, like the Odd Couple, like
The TV show, the new or the
the TV show.
oh yeah, I was like he
It
was
was
on.
6 episodes of the TV show. Da, da, da. Boy, he just writing credits. Boy, oh, so that's where he made his stinking money.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
literally did like
yeah,
Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley, and yeah,
yeah.
that was his like.
Boy, he's got the Flamingo Kid, Overboard.
Oh God, sorry, you need to bleep me here.
uh, Beaches.
Damn the freaking! I hate Overboard so much. I hate that movie.
Did you ever see the remake? I know you would shouldn't have.
No,
Yeah, the remake is. I was gonna say it's not really worse because Overboard's already bad. It's just as bad, which makes it one of the worst things on the planet.
but they switched the roles, right?
Yeah. He's in the Princess Diaries. Okay, yeah, yeah. Happy Days creator, 255 episodes and wrote two of them.
No, I'm gonna write the first. I'm gonna write the first two episodes. After
Yeah,
that,
Laverne and Shirley, Mork and Mindy, the Fonz and the Happy Day Gang, based on
yeah,
characters by Joni
the
Loves Chachi, the new Odd Couple,
oh
Mother's
my
Day. He
God, they
plays
did
Dad.
make New Odd Couple back in the early '90s.
Actually, early '80s, according to this.
Okay, who was in that one? Was
Who
that
was in the new Odd Couple? Starring Ron Glass and Demond Wilson. Geez, that's right. It was Black Odd Couple.
oh, all right,
Demond Wilson was Lamont from Stanford and Son.
right?
So, okay, so interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was like, I just a lot. They didn't think Lamont did anything after Sanford's Son.
He did a weird Odd Couple revival in the
Yeah.
early '80s. No
I was
idea.
like,
Uh,
oh, well, good for you, Lamont.
yeah, like I said, Amy Sedaris is Foxy Loxy. I think her most, I mean, Strangers with Candy is one of her biggest things. That was her breakout role.
Yeah, hasn't she done some like world like some Clorox cleaning commercials or
Almost
something?
certainly, and she's got that. She's got some show on like True TV and stuff. So, but I like Strangers with Candy, so
Yeah,
that's all I care about for this particular situation. She was in Shrek the Third as Cinderella
huh.
and Space Buddies.
There's a thread here, sir.
Yeah, Disney will hire anyone to be in the next Airbud movie.
Will you please be in a Buddies movie? No.
Uh,
How about some more money?
Mark Walton plays Goosey Lucy.
He was in Mark Wahlberg.
You may not know who Mark Walton is, but Disney people would know that because he was a Disney animator guy. So storyboard artist and like he did like the storyboards for Tarzan.
He's dead to me.
And was the storyboard artist for this one and
Double dead.
the next two ones. So
Oh, so screw that guy.
and then he leaves and starts doing story art for other studios, like for Romeo and Juliet, Turbo, and the Playmobil movie.
That's right. There was a Playmobil movie last year, right? Last year?
Yes, last year.
Whoa.
Fred Willard in here. Catherine O'Hara plays the alien mom.
Is she just like being a mom and stuff?
Yeah. Uh, the director of the movie plays the porcupine. Patrick Stewart's in here as the it's sheep language teacher.
I okay.
I'm back. Are you there? Okay. All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Let's just keep going. We're still going. I can remember 49, 50 minutes. So.
The sheep language teacher. So I don't remember him.
You don't remember him? He was the one where they're like, it was the first class that you see where he's like doing uh, the roll call
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff, and then they're doing the like, okay, now repeat after me, and they're like reciting like bas and stuff because instead of English class, it's sheep class, and he's a
Ba
sheep.
ran you.
Yeah, and that's Patrick
Sheep.
Stewart. That's Professor Charles Xavier.
He's Captain John Picard, sir.
Wallace Shawn is in this movie. He's the principal. I know that you may find that inconceivable, but it's true.
This word, I not think you know what it means. I think it means. He's I think he's done more voice stuff than acting, hasn't
Oh
he?
yeah, I think that's sort of his because he's got a great
He's
voice.
got a
He's got a
amazing.
he's got an animated voice, so it makes sense that he would do animated stuff. I mean, he's a recurring character in Family Guy, as is Patrick Warburton, who's also in this movie as Alien Cop.
Is Patrick Stewart? He's in this one or American Dad or
Patrick
American Dad?
Stewart. Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an American Dad. He's
Yeah,
like the
okay. I thought.
CIA director.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adam West has a
Uh,
brief role in this movie. Did you catch it?
I did not.
He's the movie version of Chicken Little.
Oh.
Yeah. Ace. He goes by Ace, the dad's nickname. Harry
So
Shearer is the dog announcer, as we mentioned earlier. And that's most of the cast. There's a lot of nonsense going in there too. You want to know? Well, I was reading the Wikipedia for this because I knew nothing about this movie. I'm like, I don't know, like where this movie came from, why they bothered, where it is. It starts off writing in September 2001, and you're like, ah!
oh no! The second thing, worst thing to happen that month.
Director Mark Dindal or Dindal, I don't know. Developed the idea for Chicken Little with the title character envisioned as an overreacting doom and gloom kid that went to summer camp to build confidence so she wouldn't overreact, as well as repair her relationship with her father.
Did he come up with this idea September 12th?
Yeah, jeez, dear
Wow.
Lord. Summer camp, she was gonna discover a plot with the camp counselor, who was apparently at this point in the movie was Penn Jillette.
Okay.
Then he pitched the idea to Michael Eisner, who said it'd be better if Chicken Little's a guy.
Yeah, that sounds well. Yeah, I think it'd be better if it's a guy.
Yeah, because his reasoning is if you're a boy and you're short, you get picked on. That's
So he's got some kind of
he's got some hang-ups.
yeah. I wish they'd done the camp thing, but with like Chicken Little, but sleepaway camp.
Sleepaway Camp or Friday the 13th or
So it
something.
turns out at the end he's a girl chick. He's a boy chicken.
Yeah, Sleepaway
Girl
Camp.
chicken the whole time.
His sister died,
His sister died.
and so he
Not to give away the ending of Sleepaway Camp,
not to
but
give away the quite frankly incredibly shocking ending to Sleepaway
yes,
Camp.
and just Chicken Little at the end like this.
Yeah, yeah, just a freeze frame of the most horrific face you could ever imagine.
Yes.
Haunting.
What's
Anyways,
Sleepaway Camp?
yeah, Sleepaway Camp rules. This doesn't.
Yeah.
The plot is a little like weird for Sleepaway Camp. Like it's hard to sort of nail down some of the nonsense that's happening, but you know, at the end, it's still a good early slasher film.
Watch it just for the ending.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing. There's no movement on the movie until 2003, when they got a new president of feature animation, and that's when they decided that we need to do something different with this movie. It's not working this way, and
Bring Sting in.
they rewrote it for 3 months.
Okay.
And when they came out on the other end, it turned into the story of a little boy who wanted to save his town from aliens. So,
Sure.
I feel that's the same writing process that happened with Indiana Jones, Crystal Skull.
The Crystal Skull.
So
Yeah, which had been around the same time, close
I,
to it.
I think a little after this.
Yeah, it's like I guess there's some aliens, and it turns out, yeah.
It's funny. Uh, During the rewrite process, the director, along with 3 writers and 9 others, threw out 25 scenes to improve the character development and, and
Uh,
and add more emotional resonance with the parent-child relationship. It took us 2.5 years to pretty much get back to where we started, but in the course of that, the story got stronger, more emotional, and funnier too.
yeah.
Sure, my friend, sure. Character development.
I wish I had. I wish I could just like throw up that Jennifer Lawrence. Okay,
Yeah.
that's nothing.
Oh my god.
Oh,
The
yeah.
original,
Sorry, go
the
ahead.
original female Chicken Little, they were thinking Holly Hunter to be Chicken Little.
So Mrs. Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, they they tested 40 actors to be Chicken Little.
40. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Michael J. Fox, Matthew Broderick, and David Spade were considered for the role.
David Spade obviously had the end
Yes, Emperor's New Groove. Matthew Broderick also
from Lion King.
from Lion King. Michael J. Fox, I don't. I'm glad he didn't do this. I don't even know if 2005 Michael J. Fox would have been
Oh,
Spin City Michael J. Fox.
he was also Atlantis, so they'd all
Yeah,
three done Disney movies
yeah.
before. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he would have been good for this, and I'm glad he didn't.
Hey,
Because
Doc, there's aliens.
one of Michael J. Fox's last film roles being uh, the Chicken Little. Uh,
Yeah.
not exciting. Sean Hayes was going to be the Ugly Duckling at one point,
Okay, I could kind of see that.
but then they rewrote the character to be a girl. So Jamie Lee Curtis, Sarah Jessica Parker, Jodie Foster, Gina Davis, and Madonna were all considered to be in that role.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Madonna would have like she had the Dick Tracy in, I guess. I don't know. Like
Now they said they were considered. Doesn't mean they were
considered.
actually agreed to it.
Yeah.
It's like,
But
oh, we're
it
considering.
says Joan Cusack won the role for her natural comedy, which okay. I mean, I guess in terms
It's
of
funny and stuff.
in terms of the characters in the movie, the most interesting by a country mile uh,
Yeah.
is the Ugly Duckling, and she doesn't do a whole lot. So, but yeah, that's
No music in this movie besides things here and there with
yeah,
the pig.
yeah, yeah. Nothing really. Very there were you did have the sad song breakdown after he comes home from the sky is falling situation,
Right.
but like it doesn't even really have a score.
No.
It's like
They should just done just thrown back in and I will go sailing no more.
yeah, it's so weird because I was reading that they took inspiration for its staging, coloring, and theatrical lighting from Mary Blair's background designs in Peter Pan and Alice in Wonderland, and none of that comes through in this movie.
Huh?
It is the most bland. There's some interesting town designs, I suppose, but the aesthetics are boring. There's nothing going on here.
My
Even,
Animal Crossing town's more interesting.
yeah, um, they created digital map paintings for like background elements and actually literally used Photoshop to like work on them. This is 2005 and this is their first CG movie. You know,
Yeah.
keep in mind that 10 years ago Disney had Pixar release Toy Story and they're just now getting to their
Although at the time wasn't Photoshop still kind of like, hey, it's
yeah,
expensive if you're going to pay for it,
yeah,
not torrent it,
yeah,
which literally everybody did.
yeah. So it was supposed to come out in July, that summer of that year, but they pushed it back because Cars got delayed. So it got Cars's original like scheduled release date. Uh, so
Cars was a better movie.
and also they changed it so it came out a day before Shrek the Third.
Which is not a good Shrek movie. Still better
but
than this movie.
then Shrek changed their release date to May of 2007 for Shrek the Third. So a lot of weird stuff with Shrek the Third. They announced their change before Shrek announced their time. It just been chaotic. Movie releases, even when they're not really butting up against one another, tend to like interact with one another, especially animation,
Were those
because they're all ripping each other off.
yeah. Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
um, uh, Chicken Little was a co-production deal for the release. The release was a co-production deal with Disney and Pixar. Um, or okay, I have to rephrase that. The movie wasn't a co-production deal. The co-production deal was getting ready to stop.
Right.
You had Cars was going to be the last one. There was a lot of problems going on at this point. And there was a lot of contention between Eisner and Pixar, especially like Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Had a lot of problems with Steve Jobs. So Disney sort of put all of their eggs in one basket.
See what you did there.
Yeah. If Chicken Little succeeded, it was going to prove that they didn't need Pixar. That's
Yeah.
what that's how it would have been seen in their eyes. A failure would have been Pixar being able to say, "Yeah, you wanna you wanna screw us here." We know how it sort of plays out in the long run. After Cars, negotiations fall apart. Despite Cars being this massive success of a movie, and probably it has to be one of Disney's biggest moneymakers. It has to be
Merchandise wise, yeah.
merchandise wise. Yeah, two sequels, an entire land, and just infinite merchandise. Every child loves toy cars, and this is a Disney toy car property. So
The fact they
brilliant.
literally made sequels just to make more
Yeah,
merchandise.
just to make more merchandise. Insane. I can't remember if there was any sort of cross promotion uh, with.
Fast food, you mean?
Yeah, was there any Chicken Little anything?
I feel like it would have been like KFC or something. But
It's like
you know, I think Chicken Little, like KFC's never really had a fast food tie-in, have they?
they did Star Wars with at that one point, but it was like with like KFC and like Yum Brands did some Star Wars stuff. I guess I have to Google it, huh?
Yeah.
Kids meal, Chicken Little kids meal. Does anything come up?
Yeah, I got something. Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah, there was a Chicken Little kids meal.
It
Did
was
a Happy Meal cross promotion.
yeah, and they also had Kellogg's looks like mail-aways or
Oh boy. Those toys look all right. They look on the higher end of stuff.
I mean, for what they are, it's just
Yeah.
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 I
Okay.
was like, oh, this is gonna be one of those Burger King promotions where Burger King got the license. It's like, nope.
Yeah. No. But yeah, there was a ton of Chicken Little stuff. I remember. Oh, we'll get to that in a second. A VHS version of this movie was released, but as a Disney Movie Club exclusive.
It's like, hey, you old fart, you still have a VCR?
Yeah. Came out in 2006 on DVD. Blu-ray in 2007. Wow. Really good early Blu-ray adoption for them. And Disney kind of jumped on. There's actually a 3D Blu-ray version of this that came out in 2011. Part of me wants to go to like Half Price Books and find that.
Yeah.
and see what this movie looks like in 3D. I have
I
the means. I can do it.
uh, or check what FYE, I guess.
Yeah, something.
You guys have this movie? Why? Wasn't this, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, you remember like at one point Netflix didn't have a lot of
Yeah,
stuff, and this is one of the few things they did have.
yeah. It was one of those like, like it's like we have Disney, and it's like Chicken Little,
And
and
Bolt.
Mars Needs Moms,
Yeah.
and some weird like other stuff. Like, yeah,
Yeah. It was like, this is like 2009,
yeah.
10, where it's like, hey, we
Because
have.
because 2005. I mean, we're not too far from Netflix streaming launching. Because it was an early 360 thing,
Yeah.
Xbox 360 thing that made it. That's like why I got Netflix, was because the Xbox 360 got Netflix, and it was a very cool idea. Little did we know, it was going to be the kind of the only way you'd ever be able to like see movies. It seems like.
Yeah. I think the first place I watched it was on the Wii.
You know, you did. Was it you had to put the disc in? Uh,
No, no, no. Like just regular, just streaming Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, but when it launched on the Wii, there was no app. They sent you a disc that you had
Oh
to
my,
put in the
no, I
Wii.
didn't do that.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
yeah.
It was
Crazy.
a eShop. I'm going to watch Ken Burns baseball on
Do,
here.
do, 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 do,
Yes.
do, do, do,
Oh man, that's a great song.
do.
I'm sad that eShop's the Wii
Just
eShop.
the Switch is entirely quiet, and I hate it. The
Yes,
only sound it makes is the little twinkling noise when you're loading up the eShop.
for the click.
Yeah,
I miss the cute little guy from the 3DS eShop.
yeah,
The little package dude.
yeah.
He's like, ah, why are you why are you buying Shinobi for the Game Gear? You moron.
Don't judge me.
Don't judge me.
Chicken Little opened up #1.
Huh.
Disney hadn't had a #1 since Dinosaur. It actually tied The Lion King for largest opening for Disney for an animated film, bringing in
Huh.
$40 million opening weekend.
What?
And it was still #1 in the second week, and uh, and the big opening film that week was Zathura, which came in at #2.
Okay.
So
Okay.
wild, right? But like,
Yes.
and it's not like 2005 was a quiet year for movies either. So we'll get to that obviously later on. The company had been in a slump. They had several kind of underperforming, not really failures. A couple of them might have been failures, but they performed way more poorly than this one. Like Fantasia, or
Right.
I think Home on the Range was a pretty failure one. Our least favorite Disney movie of all time.
Creatively, financially.
Yeah, but all the Home on the Range was received better than this one. This movie is actually very poorly received out the gate. Um, if you
I
go
mean,
to if you go to Metacritic, it's got 5.5. That's 37% amongst 160 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
so people hate this movie.
People hate this movie. I don't even think. Let's see. Ebert and Roper gave it 2 thumbs down. I don't care whether the film is 2D, 3D, CGI, or hand drawn. It all goes back to the story. Roger Ebert says, as a general rule, if a movie is not about baseball or space aliens and you have to use them anyway, you should have started with a better premise.
Well, did anybody tell them they cut 25 minutes out of the
Yeah.
movie just to
The
get?
movie, he says, the movie did make me smile. It didn't make me laugh. And it didn't involve my emotions or a higher region of my intellect for that matter. It's a perfectly acceptable feature cartoon for kids up to a certain age, but it doesn't have the universal appeal of some of the best recent animation.
I'm just imagining Disney PR reaching out to like, hey, so we did
This is the this is a 3-year journey to make this movie an
yeah,
emotional masterpiece.
Disney just going all Kane and Lynch on him.
Yeah. Somehow Jeff Gertzman got fired.
You guys fired him. And so did JR. What?
Yeah. TV Guide gave it 3 stars, saying it's going to delight your kids with its bright colors and constant chaos. That's bad. That's like critics really treat kids like they're dumber than they are.
Yep.
I'm sure very, very young kids would like this movie because it is loud and chaotic, but like this is also 2005, and like if I want loud and chaotic, SpongeBob exists.
Yeah. This
I
this
don't
is
need.
a
It's not.
pediatrician waiting room movie.
Yeah, this it's not chaotic enough to hold a kid's interest. There is a lot of downtime in this movie. Yeah.
Also,
Chris,
the TV guy gave it an average review is hilarious.
however, in case you're curious, the Christian Science Monitor gave it an A minus,
Okay.
saying it's irrepressibly witty, and so is the script, which morphs from the classic fable into a spoof on War of the Worlds. I prefer this version to Spielberg's. So,
Okay. Okay, now I want the focus on the family review.
Christian Science Monitor not knocking it out of the park on their review here.
Yes. Just
Um, it didn't really. At the 2005 Stinker Bad Movie Awards, it won the award for Worst Animated Film. So there you go.
wait, what are the stinker? Are they like it's like the
They're like
Razzie?
they are the like the Razzies, but I think they're even older than the Razzies if I require. Uh, Stinker Bad Movie Awards started in 1978.
Oh wow, yeah, it's older than Razzies.
Yeah, I think I showed you guys this. When I say you guys, our little group of friends here, because it was like some of the awards were like terrible. Like uh, like that's I forget. There was something like the 1980 Stinkers like gave Popeye as the worst picture of the year. Like, really?
Popeye?
Yeah.
It's
It,
a
it,
great
it
movie, but
it's
I
a it's a worse movie than the fiendish plot of Doctor Fu Manchu and the Apple. So
I mean Popeye's not a great movie,
it's a fun movie.
but it's fun and
Yeah.
it's got listen, I will on occasion find myself singing "Everything is Food."
Yeah.
Everything is food.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're actually. I'm looking at the soundtrack, and then I'm reminded that oh yeah, there actually is a surprising amount of music in this movie because it does play REM's "It's the End of the World as We Know It." It has a Bare Naked Ladies song as sort of its main opening theme.
Chicken and Chinese chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, and it also has on the soundtrack, "Ain't No Mountain High Enough."
Does it have "Don't Go Break My Heart"?
Yes, by the Chicken Little Cast.
Oh, good.
And I totally forgot that this is 2005, and it does have a scene in it with Joan Cusack and Steve Zahn singing "Wannabe" from the Spice Girls.
Man, man.
All right, we got to get to it. Was there a sequel?
Yes.
No. There was going to be a sequel. There was planning to do a direct to TV or direct to video sequel that was going to be called Chicken Little 2, The Ugly Duckling Story.
Chicken Littler.
Yeah. Uh, it just looks like it's just one of those, like, the beauty is inside of you. It was just going to be The Ugly Duckling.
Yeah.
She's going to make a.
Let's make an ugly duckling movie then. Don't put
Yeah.
call it Little. So
Then as we've talked about with a lot of these sequels and stuff, up comes John Lasseter, and he's like, "Nope, we're done with this. We're done with all of this nonsense," and that's why you stopped getting those weird Disney sequels, those straight to video and sequel stuff. So those kind of disappeared after Lasseter took over because they were killing the business. They were
Brother.
cheap. Yeah. They were exposing the business.
Exposing the business.
The executives didn't feel that the original film had wide enough market to draw upon to support the sequel. I want to keep you in mind that the movie had a budget of 150 million and made 314 million.
So it doubled its money
Doubled
and
its
then some.
money, which in Hollywood terms, not that great.
Yeah.
It's a
With
success,
creative
but
bookkeeping, you say it lost money.
yeah. Video games.
Of course.
Absolutely. There were two video games. You had Chicken Little for the Xbox.
Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, and also there was a PlayStation 2, GameCube, Game Boy Advance, and PC version of Chicken Little. Um, and there was a DS, Wii, Xbox, and PlayStation 2 game that came out later, inspired by the superhero movie within the movie, so that ending scene
Yeah.
of the movie. So it's a game based off of that.
Okay.
And also,
Was there an infinity figure of Chicken Little?
I don't think so. I don't
Yeah.
remember one. However, Chicken Little does appear as a summon in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Why does
This
that make me laugh?
this movie came out the same year as Kingdom Hearts 2. It actually, in Japan, uh, Kingdom Hearts 2 came out before Chicken Little. So this was their first exposure to Chicken Little would have been in Kingdom Hearts 2. So,
Wow.
yeah. So
Does he
so
show up in,
so he exists in Kingdom Hearts 2 strictly as cross promotion. So,
does he ever show up in any other Kingdom Hearts movies or games or just this one?
I think just this one. I can't really recall. It's just a summon, so it's not even like it's that big of a deal. I don't even know what the summon is. And there is no theme park presence.
Of course not,
I
because why would you?
Why would you? Well, again, this movie was a success when it came out, but it was critically panned, so Disney actually listens to that stuff.
Sure,
And so
yeah,
it's like if it made money, but they understand that they're Disney, and so they're always going to make money. So they can't just look at money; they have to look at sort of retention. I think it's like, yeah, we made a ton of money, but we made nothing on home video,
yeah, or the
and
cultural appeals not
yeah,
there.
the cultural appeal's not there, and it was critically panned. People actually didn't like it. People talking bad about the movie. So we just gonna ignore it and get going.
We came like set up a little chicken sandwich place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been
Doc
nice.
Brown's Chicken Shack.
Yeah. I knew that's where you were heading with that.
Yes.
So, but this wasn't even Disney's first Chicken Little. We talked about it before, and the Chicken Little 1943. I'm gonna bring up my um, is if you want to get a copy of Chicken Little, the 1943 short film from Disney, it is on the Disney Treasures set on the front lines, the World War II propaganda series movies. So that leads you where it is. I'm just going to go to the Wikipedia page, and I will read you the plot for this. Ready?
Let's do it.
The narrator introduces the audience to the happy and content locals at the local poultry farm. Cocky Locky, Henny Penny, Turkey Lurkey, Ducky Lucky, Goosey Poosey, and the titular Chicken Little, a yo-yo wielding simpleton, as they say. Uh, all well protected. But little do they know, outside the yard, Foxy Loxy has happened upon and is intent on catching himself a chicken dinner. So we're on track to being sort of what uh, the Chicken Little story is.
Right.
The fox wants to kill the animals, basically. It's Three Little Pigs,
Yeah.
with a mass hysteria angle. However, he cannot hop in and help himself due to a very high fence, locked gates, and a well-armed farmer. Foxy Loxy is anything if not cunning, so there's other ways for him to swipe the chicken. So he's taking advice from his psychology book. So he's reading a book about psychology, and he states, "Why should I just get one when I can get them all?" He reads out aloud a passage telling him that the best way to manipulate the whole flock is to begin with the least intelligent. identifying Chicken Little after searching the yard. Loxy then breaks off a piece of wood from the fortune teller's sign and then disorients Little with the suggestion of a thunderstorm before dropping it on his head, pretending to be the voice of doom. Loxy tells Little that the sky is falling and a piece of it hit him on the head, and then goes on to tell him that he should run for his life. Little panics, spreading the word to everyone, thus bringing a crowd to where he believes the sky piece hit him. But the leader of the flock, Cocky Locky, inquires about the ordeal. He immediately proves the story false, and afterwards, the crowd disperses, leaving Chicken Little humiliated. Miffed that his plan didn't work, Loxy refers to his book again to find something to deal with Locky finding a past there. To find something to deal with Locky, finding a passage that tells him to undermine the faith of the masses in their leaders. He heads over to Penny Penny's, Turkey Lurkies, Ducky Luckies, and Goosey Poosey's circle of friends and plants rumors about Locky's intelligence and leadership. This starts another rush of panic among the avians as they spread the rumor. With Locky's leadership in question, Locky uses it to flatter Chicken Little, convincing him to stand up and challenge Locky's right of leadership. As he's filled with confidence, Little announces to the crowd that he is their new leader and states that he will save their lives. Locky argues against him, stating that the sky isn't falling. The two argue until Locky states, "If the sky is falling, why doesn't it hit me on the head?" And Locky uses a slingshot to shoot a star-shaped piece of wood at his head, knocking him down. This shocks everyone, and they're convinced that Little is right. When they ask him what they should do, Foxy Loxy whispers to Little that he should lead them to the cave, believing this is the right thing to do. Little leads the panicked masses out of the farm, through the woods, and into the cave, which is actually Loxy's den. And once everyone is inside, Loxy goes in after them and seals up the entrance. The narrator reassures the audience that everything will be all right, but the cartoon closes with a stuffed Loxy picking his teeth and arranging wishbones of the devoured birds in a row resembling a war cemetery. The narrator is shocked and insists this is not how the story is supposed to end. Foxy Loxy smirks evilly and reminds the narrator to not believe everything you read. So, in case you couldn't tell, his psychology book wasn't a psychology book. They changed it because they didn't want it to be super dated with the war. Do you know what book he was originally reading?
No.
Can you guess what book he would have been reading in World War II that would have him undermining the masses to take control of them?
Is it Mein Kampf?
Absolutely, Mein Kampf.
Wow.
So it was anti-Nazi propaganda and sort of trying to show Americans not to panic at everything that you hear because it could lead to your doom. Yeah. So that's Disney's original Chicken Little.
Huh. Huh.
Yeah. Featuring the voices of Frank Graham and Clarence Nash. So. Clarence Nash is he's just a Disney voice boy.
Oh, I thought.
He's Donald Duck.
Yeah, but I remember. I thought he was in something else too. Sorry.
I mean, he almost certainly was, but
It was, but not Disney related. It was like a Universal film.
But yeah, so he's Donald Duck as various ducks. Foxy Loxy is Frank Graham, which is funny when you look at Frank Graham because it just has a picture of a refrigerator.
It's William Perry.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, he was originally reading Mein Kampf. So
I would
also the Chicken Little from this one appears in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. It's a very weird movie. Short film. Well worth watching. I think that World War II stuff is fascinating.
Is the original uncut version floating around somewhere, probably.
It's unclear if it ever existed. The Mein Kampf version ever existed.
Okay.
Some animators say they absolutely saw it. Some will say it was the first printing, but then they changed it because they wanted it to sort of hold up after the war. But from what it sounds like, it doesn't exist. Probably doesn't exist. Probably never made it that far. But the intent is clear.
Yes.
The lines that he's reading from the book are very much that. They're not. Those aren't psychology lines.
Yeah. No. Oh man. Well,
So
JJ.
the movies of 2005.
Yes.
What do you think the number one grossing movie of 2005 was? It's pretty obvious if you can really think back to 2005, but you may not be able to.
Can you give me a hint?
Uh, it it ended a saga.
Oh, Sith.
Yep, episode 3. Episode 3 came out, made $380 million that year.
I still like Sith, man.
Listen, I like all the prequels. Sith is the best of the 3,
Yep.
but yeah, I like Sith. PG-13, the first PG-13 Star Wars movie.
It's a dark movie, but it's it's good.
Yeah. Number 2, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, I like Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, never saw it. There's 2 Harry Potter things I've consumed, or 3 if you include the theme park. I watched the first movie, and I watched something called Wizard People, Dear Reader, which is a cartoonist did commentary over Harry Potter. Like, it was like book on tape Harry Potter, but it was to the movie, and he's just sort of making the story up vaguely, like describing things wrong and making up names. It's absolutely one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I may give you a link to it because it makes me laugh
And
every time.
reading J.K. Rowling's tone deaf tweets.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? So Goblet of Fire was like the fourth. I think it's the fourth one.
Is it? I would have no idea. I know.
Yeah, I think it's the fourth one. It's one where they're like all like weird looking like teenagers, and Daniel Radcliffe
they're in an awkward phase where
he has that weird mop of hair on his head. Yeah.
Number 3, War of the Worlds.
Though, which is apparently not as good as Chicken Little.
Yes, not as good as Chicken Little.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's just fine.
Anyways, Goblet of Fire made 273. War of the Worlds 234. Number 4, I didn't know this movie was that big of a success. Chronicles of Narnia.
The Chronicle.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Yeah.
Hey man, listen, Lazy Sunday. That was. It was
I didn't know that. I didn't know it made that 209 million. Number 4 of the year. I didn't expect that.
I don't think I've ever seen it. I read the books.
It's good. I thought it was a really good movie. It's kind
for-
of weird that it just kind of never, like, they can't like get the Narnia stuff off the ground. Like, they tried. Like, they did one, and then they like okay, we're gonna do the sequel, and it just kind of.
Well, I mean, it's tough. Like, how do you? It's religious allegory.
Yeah. And also, like, the books themselves don't go in chronological order.
No.
So like the third movie actually takes place before the first movie or whatever.
Yeah.
But number 5, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the Johnny Depp led adaptation of the book. Obviously,
there are people who prefer this version, and they are wrong.
I like this version. I mean, I prefer Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, obviously, but I like this. I like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
It's probably closer to the book, actually.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is way closer to the book. It's even titled as the book. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is not the title of the book.
Yeah.
But Tim Burton's aesthetic works for Roald Dahl stuff. I think. So
James and Giant Peach and
Giant Peach and stuff like that. It works, I think. So visually, I think it's very good. Johnny Depp does a good job as his weird neurotic candy maker. But I really like the kid that plays Charlie in it. I think he did a great job.
The kid who plays Charlie in the first movie, kind of a dope.
Yeah. Number 6, Batman Begins.
Yeah, I like Batman Begins, dude.
Batman Begins is really good. You always sort of focus on like Dark Knight
Yeah.
for obvious reasons. But Batman Begins is like really, really good. Nobody really gave it credit when it came out because Batman was kind of gone by that point.
Yeah.
Nobody really thought like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for another Batman movie. Uh, it's come and
It's,
gone. Because
it's
what 2005, we're not even at Iron Man yet, so you know.
no. And then just what's her face was Rachel Dawes originally.
Yeah,
God,
not
what's,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But it also was like the first Christopher Nolan. Like I need to put Ken Watanabe in this movie,
yeah.
which I'm not going to argue with because
Yeah.
Ken Watanabe is awesome.
Yeah, it's a smart creative decision to put Ken Watanabe in your movie. It's what makes the Godzilla movies as good as they are.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Number 7, Madagascar. So here's another year of Disney being outperformed at the box office by DreamWorks. Did you ever see Madagascar?
I have not.
Me neither.
I just eh.
Nothing about it like made me want to jump up and like.
I was like, it's fine. I guess
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Number 8, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I like that movie.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Number 9, Hitch.
I like Hitch.
Yeah, I've seen it
like,
once. I've only seen it
yeah,
once.
I like it. I always remember the ending of Hitch, where they have the wedding and then they're like playing like, now that we found love, what are we gonna do?
I will always give Will Smith a shot.
Yeah.
Just how I operate as a human being.
But also Kevin James in it, so in
Yeah.
a movie where you don't want to punch him,
Yeah,
it's always a plus.
it's always yeah. And number 10, rounding out the top 10 movies of the year, King Kong.
The Peter Jackson King Kong.
Peter Jackson King Kong.
That movie gets overlooked a lot.
I don't like that movie.
I didn't dislike it.
I think my problem is that leave it to Peter Jackson to take a movie that was originally like 85 minutes and make it 200 minutes.
Yeah.
Which King Kong doesn't need that much time. It simply doesn't. If the movie was shorter, I'd probably enjoy it more, but boy, they just really let it drag.
If I have a beef with that movie, it's Adrian Brody as a leading man action star, which was my problem with Predators as well. Like, nah.
But Naomi Watts is a smart casting choice. Yeah. And Jack Black plays a good Carney. So
yeah. we got that. We got that really good McFarlane figure from the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that King Kong. Yeah.
I mean, like, I like Kong Skull Island.
Oh, heck yeah! Skull Island's great. Skull Island's actually the best of the.
Everything since the original.
Well, no, it's better than. I mean, it's probably better than any of the Godzilla movies.
Oh, all of this MonsterVerse stuff that they're doing. Yeah, it's heads and tails above.
Skull Island's great, actually.
Yeah. Well, you know my feelings of the Godzilla movies.
I know.
So, I don't like the first one, and I'm lukewarm on the second one. But I'll keep seeing them.
Going forward, there's no Ken Watanabe though. So.
Yeah, so it's already going in at a deficit. They should have hired Will Smith to sort of fill that empty hole that I need.
Yeah,
they didn't. So.
That Will Smith shaped hole. Well, I mean, like the Skull Island had like Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson in it,
and John Goodman.
And John Goodman.
And Samuel Jackson's in it, isn't he?
He's the leader of the
Yeah. And it's a great cast.
Yeah.
So what was what one? Let's try to see. Oh boy, I think 2005. I think this would have been Brokeback Mountain. Would have been the big award winner. I got movies of 2005.
Yeah, because Legend did that before Dark Knight, so yeah.
So, da 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 da. Okay. Yeah, Brokeback Mountain was the big. But Crash won the Academy Award that year.
Okay.
Just to show you just how wrong the Academy is most of the time.
I I'd never seen Crash, but
Yeah,
yeah, I
good.
like Brokeback Mountain's fine.
Crash,
Brokeback
Crash
Mountain-
sucks.
Yeah, it's all with Matt Dillon in it.
Yeah, it's the
Uh,
very everyone sucks. It's a movie where everyone sucks, and most of them are racist.
yeah,
It's a movie about
awesome.
racism where everyone sucks. Uh, it's also the same year as the big like uh, award season movies: Walk the Line, Capote, Brokeback Mountain, and Crash. Cinderella Man was in there.
Walk the Line was fine. It
Walk
was
the
like,
Line's fantastic.
yeah,
The animated film of the year was The Curse of the Were Rabbit, the Wallace and Gromit movie.
right.
So, you know,
I'm never going to debate that because of the Wallace and Gromit.
yeah, if there's a Wallace and Gromit movie that's out, it's usually going to be the better movie of the year.
They're just super charming, and
Yeah,
I
um,
remember watching The Wrong Trousers
yeah,
as an older
great.
teenager, and I was like, oh, this is good. This is funny.
It's good. Let's see. I'm just now looking at movies of the year. White Noise, Coach Carter, Electra. Electra came out this year.
Oh man, no.
We're in that Batman Begins comes out, so we're in sort of the tail end of sort of the Marvel stuff. Like, the Spider-Man movies have been doing their thing, and the X-Men stuff is now kind of all petering out. Now Batman Begins is happening, and Marvel can't really find its footing right now.
That,
So,
that's right. 'Cause that's when Fox still owned Daredevil.
yep. Racing Stripes. That was a
Horse movie with a zebra.
yeah. I was gonna say, isn't it Zebra
Yeah,
or
I
Zebra
forgot.
if you're in another? The Assault on Precinct 13 remake.
Didn't see that one.
It's terrible. No, Alone in the Dark. We should just do an Uwe Boll episode one day.
Did and then like also Dead Island.
Yeah. Mulan 2.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. I would say that didn't come out to. Why is it here? It's like it's direct to video. I'm like, that didn't come out. 2005 is when you were getting like weird horror movies. I just saw The Boogeyman. Pooh's Heffalump movie came out the same day as Hitch. Constantine came out.
Yeah, that's fine.
I like
That's a
Constantine.
decent movie.
You know what else came out the same day as Constantine?
Hmm.
Son of the Mask. We still have Hollywood for inexplicably still hasn't like we're gonna give Jamie Kennedy one more shot.
Oh my god.
Diary of a Mad Black Woman. So that would have been the sort of this is like the kickoff to Tyler Perry controlling.
Yes, like the beginning of his empire.
Yeah, but like man, he's just like one of the biggest Hollywood success stories of all
Yeah, I
time.
mean, hey, dude, you can't fault the guy for his hustle.
No, the jacket. What is the jacket? I seem to remember that.
Is that the? Oh, I thought it
It's
was.
that Adrian Brody movie. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
I thought I was thinking the tuxedo for a minute
oh
with Tim
yeah.
Pan and Jennifer Love Hewitt.
The Pacifier came out this year.
Oh,
The
okay.
Vin Diesel. Every once in a while, they have to take the big tough action star and put him in a kids movie. Every action star has to do it at some point.
It's basically Mr. Nanny, but with Vin Diesel.
Yeah, just like what was the Rock one? Remember the Rock did one?
The game plan?
Something like that. Yeah. Hostage. Robots. Another animated movie
Uh,
starring Ewan McGregor.
I remember playing. My grandmother, she bought a GameCube out of boredom.
Ah,
When I eventually got, and one
yeah.
of the games she had for it was robots.
Nice. Nice. Ice Princess, a Disney figure skating movie. Not I think oh Ice Queen, which would have been like Frozen's developing title.
Right.
The Ring 2. Miss Congeniality 2. Guess Who? The Guess Who's Coming to Dinner remake starring Ashton Kutcher and Bernie Mac.
Oh, well, that like it was based off the game. Guess who?
Yeah.
Flip it over. Oh, it's the guy.
Oh man, Valiant. I absolutely forgot about Valiant.
What's Valiant?
It is a Disney animated bird movie.
Oh.
Surprise, surprise.
Okay.
It was British and it was like a war movie as
Hmm.
well. So there's like World War II pigeons
Okay.
starring Ewan McGregor, Ricky Gervais, and Tim Curry.
What was Ewan McGregor not in on this in this year?
Yeah, this was a year of Ewan McGregor. Star Wars to Valiant. Tim Curry's in it. Hugh Laurie, John Cleese. There you go.
I like you, Lori.
I love Hugh Laurie. I like. Did you ever see Tomorrowland?
The George Clooney one?
Yeah,
No.
you should see it. It's a fun movie. Don't
Okay.
listen to the people. And Hugh Laurie's in it. So
Don't listen to the people. That's good advice
yeah,
in general.
yeah. Beauty Shop, Sin City, one of the best comic book movies ever made.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One of the most faithful comic book movies ever
Mickey
made.
Rourke's career resurgence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fever Pitch, the Drew Barrymore, Jimmy Fallon baseball movie.
Oh gosh. Oh, when they were going to Red Sox. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There was a whole thing about that where it's like the ending of the movie was dependent on if the Red Sox won or lost a game, I think. Like,
Yeah. Actually, I think that's the year the Red Sox won the World. They came back from
yeah.
like 3 down in the
Yeah.
ALCS. Yeah.
The Interpreter, a Sidney Pollack movie starring Nicole Kidman and Sean Penn.
That sounds boring.
Yes.
Sorry. It's
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
we only got the one movie though.
Yeah,
Yep.
they didn't do the. What was it? What's the second sequel? Like the diner at the
At the edge of the universe or
universe?
something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Whatever. I liked it. It's fine. It's not great. It's not perfect, but what is in Hollywood?
Yeah.
I thought it was cast really well. I thought Martin Freeman did a really good job in that
Yeah.
role.
It's like he's getting those little.
And Mustaf, just only shows up in a couple of movies, but he does a good job.
Yep.
Triple X State of the Union.
Yeah, this is the one with Ice Cube.
Ice Cube one, yeah. Crash came out. Nobody cares. House of Wax, where only notorious because Paris Hilton gets killed in it.
Which is the only reason anybody wants to see it.
Yeah. Jiminy Glick and Lala Wood. Hey, remember Jiminy Glick?
Look at my face. You can't see my face, but here's my face.
Yeah.
You and I discussed is Martin Short funny or not? And the thing we came to was no.
And then you think back, like Jiminy Glick, and you're like, no, actually, he wasn't.
No, he was not.
He was just the other guy to so many other funnier people.
The least funny of the three amigos.
Yes. Kingdom of Heaven, a movie I really like, but there's like a caveat to that because they did like a director's cut of Kingdom of Heaven, which is way better than the theatrical cut of Kingdom of Heaven, which seems to be the Ridley Scott way.
Okay.
So, Kicking and Screaming, which I definitely saw in theaters with my parents. Will Ferrell as the soccer dad.
Okay.
And I just remember very specifically, him and Mike Ditka don't get along at all.
Okay. Well, that's great.
Yeah. Monster-in-Law. Dominion, prequel to The Exorcist.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
It's the one with Fines in it, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Stella Skarsgård.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Skarsgård.
Stellar Skateboard.
Sweet skateboard.
The Longest Yard remake.
Oh, boy. What was the appeal of that movie? It had a bunch of wrestlers in it.
Yeah, I think that was the only reason any of us particularly, because it's like Goldberg is in it, and Kevin
Goldberg,
Nash and Steve Austin. Brian
Great
Bosworth
Khali.
is in it.
The
Great
Great
Khali
Khali
is in it. Yes. Yeah, boy, that was something else.
Yeah, it sure was.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Lords of Dogtown. The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl in 3D. They got sued for that movie
By Shark Boy.
by professional wrestler Shark Boy. I'm gonna total nonstop action professional wrestler Dean Roll, who trademarked his name Shark. You want to say Shock Boy? I don't know why. Shark Boy in 1999 sued Miramax on June 8th, 2005, claiming his trademark had been infringed and is demanding any money, profits, blah 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 blah. The suit was settled in 2007 for an undisclosed or for a disclosed amount of $200,000. So
Good for you, Shark Boy. I
Shark
guess.
Boy. And he kind of. It's funny. It was only $200,000, but he basically retired after that because he doesn't really show up that often. Just as sort of like a special attraction.
Well,
At
wasn't he
this
good?
point, Shark Boy was doing a Steve Austin
Yeah, I was gonna
movie
say like he did. Yeah,
where he was doing like the. He had like instead of cans of beer, it was like cans of like fish juice,
yeah.
clam juice. Ugh, I'll take the clam juice.
He even had the vest and everything.
Yeah, had the vest and really had the mannerisms
Yeah.
down. Like he nailed the walk. He did a really good job at that. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Tarzan 2 came out this year.
Sure. Okay.
Your favorite.
Yep.
Batman Begins came out a few days later. The next day, Tarzan 2, and then Batman
What,
Begins
bro?
comes out the next day. The Perfect Man, Hilary Duff movie.
Oh,
Herbie Fully Loaded. Do you remember the controversy Disney stirred with Herbie Fully Loaded?
no.
They got caught airbrushing the cleavage on Lindsay Lohan, so she had a smaller chest,
Oh,
and so everyone's like, "Wait, like you're like you're body shaming for no reason." Like
it's like you
it's
could have
not a
got a
big
whole other different demographic showing up for that movie.
yeah. The Bewitched remake. I don't know what you
Oh,
call it.
that was Nicole Kidman and Will Ferrell, and I don't
Yeah,
know why I know that.
that's because Will Ferrell movies just always kind of stick out.
Yeah,
Land of the Dead, which is one of George Romero's later movies, zombie movies.
that's the one with John Leguizamo.
Yes. And
That's
Dennis
all right.
Hopper is in it for some reason.
Yeah, he's a big bad in that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an alright movie. It's Big Daddy's the one
Yeah.
with the monster with the
Yep.
zombie with the gun.
Yep. I'm glad you saw Land of the Dead because that movie's fun.
Yeah, I like the Romero zombie movies.
Yeah. War of the Worlds, obviously. Dark Water. The Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, this was the year of Jessica Alba
Yeah.
because she'd done Sin City in this,
Yeah.
and
That that Chris Evans guy's never gonna go anywhere.
no, no,
He's
he's
gonna.
not.
No one's ever gonna put him in a comic book movie again,
Yeah,
especially Marvel.
it's like, wait, you mean the guy who played the Torch is gonna be Captain America? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Oh, actually, turns out he's one of the best parts of the Marvel universe.
Yes, consistently. One of the best movies in the MCU is Winter Soldier,
Yeah,
and he nails it.
I just saw him something with him last night. I saw him in Knives Out,
Oh, I love Night.
and he's so
That
good in that movie.
that movie. When he makes his entrance, it comes with so much chaos that you're
Yeah,
just like, all right, this is a whole new movie now.
yeah, it's Chris Evans time
Yeah. Bad News Bears remake.
with Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton. So you got a Bad News Bears and The Longest Yard remake in the same year.
Yikes!
Directed by Richard Linklater. The Devil's Rejects and the Rob Zombie movie where everyone looks like Rob Zombie in it, which is just the way he makes movies.
Sorry. Eh.
The Island. Michael Bay.
Oh, okay.
Starring Ewan McGregor.
Wait, was Scarlett Johansson in that movie?
Absolutely, Scarlett
Okay.
Johansson is in that, and Sean Bean.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure he dies in it.
Yeah, probably, but like heroically.
Oh, Sky High came out this year. Another Disney movie that's sort of lost to time, but it's actually kind of a neat little movie. It's like
Kurt Russell's in it, right?
Kurt Russell, and it's like a superhero movie, and it's
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of neat. I kind of like that movie, and it's Bruce Campbell's in it too, which is kind of funny. Stealth. Did you ever see Stealth?
No, I've not.
Stealth, written by, or the original screenplay by the screenplay writer of one of my favorite movies of all time, The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. Stars Jessica Biel and Jamie Foxx in an AI movie about a stealth airplane where the airplane sort of becomes self-aware. So
It's Fly the Navigator.
it's Flying the Navigator, but military.
Yay. But also with Broken Arrow mixed in.
Yeah. Dukes of Hazzard remake,
Ugh.
starring Johnny Knoxville and Sean William Scott
Oh my god! So you don't remember?
and Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, I
Jessica
was gonna say,
Simpson was
like,
a smart casting as Daisy.
do you remember her really awful cover of these
Yes.
boots are made for walking.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
this is the point in her career where she's just like she because she's never been a great singer, but at some point it's like, hey, just make your singing really breathy sounding.
Yeah. Ugh. I didn't really like Dukes of Hazzard to begin with, and the movie was somehow worse. And
Yeah, it's a problematic franchise now.
I don't know why. I
Yeah,
mean, what
but
could
I
happen?
mean, Willie Nelson was in it.
That was a very smart casting. He did a really good job as uh, I forget the character's name now, but
Uncle Jesse. Well, I
Uncle
mean, it
Jesse.
made sense because
Yeah,
like one of his good friends, Waylon
yeah,
Jennings,
yeah,
was the balladeer
yeah,
in the original TV show. So,
yeah. So, Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo, came out this year.
nope.
Four Brothers, a movie that my dad has seen a million times.
What was the one with Andre 3000 in it?
Andre Benjamin. Yeah, it's got Tyrese and Mark Wahlberg, Marky
Yeah,
Mark. My dad will see any Marky Mark movie,
he
and
loves the
I'm not
Italian
kidding.
job.
Supercross. The 40-Year-Old Virgin came out this year.
I like that movie a lot.
Yeah.
That's a
Brothers
fun movie.
Brothers Grimm, which it's an interesting movie.
That one's also got
Heath Ledger,
Heath Ledger and
Matt Damon.
oh my god, okay, I thought it was I didn't think it was Matt Damon.
Yep. The Cave, Undiscovered. Lilo and Stitch. Stitch has a glitch. So
Duh.
Disney really doing some weird
Yeah,
stuff this
yeah.
year. Constant Gardener, which is one of those movies that
Mhm.
it has the title, and it's like it played for 2 weeks at a small theater chain that has only two screens, and Sound of Thunder, Undercliff Thumbsucker, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which is actually an okay little horror movie, The Man, starring Samuel L. Jackson and Eugene Levy.
And Becky Lynch.
Yes. Cry Wolf, Lord of War. That movie's cool.
That's the one that Cage in it.
Nick Cage, like gun running movie.
Yeah.
Jared Leto, Ethan Hawke, Donald Sutherland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's got a good Venom, but unfortunately not the one that we will. Corpse Bride. Speaking of, so Tim Burton with two movies in a year. Flight Plan, Roll Bounce, Capote. The greatest game ever played. Every like 5 years or so, they try to make a really important golf movie that.
It's the one that's not Bagger Vance.
Yeah. This is the one that stars
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia
Yeah.
LaBeouf. Directed by
Shia LaBeouf.
Bill Paxton.
Huh.
Yeah. And written by Mark Frost. So, who you would know as the co-creator of Twin Peaks.
Huh.
So, A History of Violence. The Cronenberg Viggo
Okay.
Mortensen movie.
Right.
Also a comic book movie. History of Violence was a graphic novel
Never seen
originally.
it. Never read it. Yeah.
It's lives up to its name. It is weirdly like, it's that kind of like a lot of talk right now about the video game The Last of Us 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And it's
yeah.
that kind of violence where it's like it's too real. It doesn't have that bombasticness of movie violence, and it has some questionable adult moments in it that might be considered assault. So,
Got it.
yeah, Into the Blue came out. A Paul Walker, Jessica Alba movie. Boy, Jessica Alba.
What?
Little Manhattan, Serenity. Serenity came out this year.
R.I.P. Shepherd book.
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that movie. I mean, Shepherd book died, but like, I'm a leaf on the wind.
Wallace and Gromit came out in October. Anything? Waiting. Domino. Do I remember Domino? What was in Domino? Keira Knightley. That's right. Elizabethtown. The Fog remake.
Starring Superman. What's that dude's name?
Tom Welling.
Tom Welling.
Yeah. A very rare Tom Welling appearance. And
I just saw him on Draft Day. Actually, I was watching Draft Day a few days ago. He's in there.
Doom.
Oh man,
starring uh, Carl Urban and Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah. I mean, the best part of it was the part where he goes full FPS for one second,
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah. I saw that movie in
Of
theaters
course you did.
because it was twofold. It was a
The
video game
Rock.
movie and it had The Rock in it,
Yeah.
so I wasn't gonna miss it.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did see it because it's just that kind of silliness that's fun, and I think the DVD version like extends the the FPS scene, so
Yeah.
they knew. Let's see, anything else? It very interesting. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang came out.
Hey man, I like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah, Legend of
Yeah.
Zorro. I like those Zorro movies with Antonio Banderas as
Yeah.
Zorro. Those are good movies. Saw 2,
Never seen it.
The Weatherman,
Nope.
Nicolas Cage and Michael Caine. I definitely saw that and remember nothing about it.
My
Chicken
cocaine.
Chicken Little came out the same day
Never
as.
heard of it.
Would you like to hear what else opened up the same day as Chicken Little?
Yes.
It's every movie is like increasingly like you got Jarhead. Remember
Okay.
Jarhead, the Jake Gyllenhaal movie where he was a Marine.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Good Night and Good Luck, which I
Oh,
really like that movie.
that's the George Clooney one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's directed by George Clooney,
Yep.
just featuring George Clooney, Jeff Daniels, Robert Downey Jr. That's a good movie.
Mhm.
And Shop Girl came out this year, starring Steve Martin and Claire Danes.
Is it? I don't think I've ever seen Shop Girl.
Aw. No, I've never seen Shop Girl either. It's just a rom com from starring Steve Martin and Claire Danes. I mean, that's
That's a weird combination. But
yeah. Get Rich or Die Trying.
50 Cent.
50 Cent. Terrence Howard. Oh yeah. A movie just called The F Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a documentary
Huh.
about that word.
Yeah.
I think it holds the it holds the if you I googled it once because I wanted to see what movie has the most F words in it. And like number one, obviously, is that movie.
Yeah.
Let's see, Zathura, Harry Potter, Walk the Line, Bee Season, whatever the hell that is, starring Richard Gere. So
Oh,
it's definitely not interesting.
the hamsters in it? What?
Just Friends, Pride and Prejudice, Rent,
Uh,
Yours, Mine's and Ours remake,
that's the one with
Dennis Quaid
Quaid
and Rene Russo.
Russo. Yeah.
I like the original Your Mine's and Ours. I think
Yeah.
that's a good movie. This one was not. Oh man, Aeon Flux,
Not seen it, but I've heard enough about it that
Charlize Theron. I
it's,
an
it's a live action
MTV.
adaptation of an anime, right?
I think it technically is, but I mean, Aeon Flux was one of those MTV film like animated
Okay.
things at the time. Because remember, like what they had, like Aeon Flux, The Head, what was The Max, like all
Mm-hmm.
those really edgy, weird cartoons at the time. Beavis and Butthead, obviously. Yeah,
I
and Aeon
remember
Flux was one of them.
the Max action figure actually.
Yeah, the Max was on the verge of being something, but it never
It was a
quite.
comic book too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
most of them were like Aeon, I'm surprised Aeon Flux like had a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird that of everything, Aeon Flux is the one that came back, but like the Max would have made for like a cool,
Yeah.
gritty animated film or something because that was like that whole thing was weird. I also remember the animation studio for Aeon Flux did like a movie called like The Conqueror, and I think it was like a weird Alexander the Great or something. Like it was some crazy sci-fi version of
Genghis Khan starring
yeah,
John Wayne. Yeah.
Brokeback Mountain, Chronicles of Narnia, Syriana, King Kong, The Family Stone, Cheaper by the Dozen 2, Munich,
Mm.
The Ringer. We still haven't given up on Johnny Knoxville yet. Casanova. Anything else? Really? The Producers, the movie version of the Broadway
Broadway
musical.
show of the movie.
Yeah. It's okay. I
Yeah, it's not as good as the
that
original.
thing, yeah, the original. Everyone involved in the original one is better at their job than everyone.
Absolutely.
And
It's
like,
got
I'm not
we're just
like,
Gene Wilder in it.
yeah, I like, yeah, Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick are entertaining enough, but
Yeah, it just
it's
has Zero Marcel and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Rumor has it. Match Point rounding out the year. I remember me and my friend went to some for whatever reason went to go see Match Point.
It's a
This
tennis
was
movie, I assume.
yeah, it's the Woody Allen tennis movie starring
Huh.
like it's got Scarlett Johansson in it and Brian Cox, and it's like a thriller movie. You wouldn't know that really. There's like a murder situation going on. It's
Huh.
people didn't. It was. I think Match Point was like I forget. I just remember like in order to get away with it, it's like it's when the ball is on the net. If it goes
Yeah.
one way, you win, and if it goes the other way, you're gonna
Right.
lose. And it was just sort of that concept, like if the ball will fall wherever, you're gonna get away with it or you're not, kind of thing. And it's a Woody Allen movie, so it's like like not okay at best, especially in 2005.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be excited about a Woody Allen movie.
Or Willie Allen as a person.
That's sort of why it's hard to get excited about a Woody Allen
Yeah.
movie. But that's the last movie of 2005, Match Point. I I don't know why I saw that. I remember thinking fondly of it, like not fondly, highly of it, leaving it. But then like you sit down, it's one of those things where like after the fact you think about it a little more. It's like, wait a minute, that movie was dumb. So,
That's like me leaving the Eric Banya Hulk movie. Like, no,
yeah,
I liked it. It was good.
yeah,
And then like, oh no, I
yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
No.
Several critics and commenters have compared elements of the film to the central plot of George Stevens' film A Place in the Sun, but with characters in reverse positions. So, okay, sure. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up this one. Nick,
Yeah.
I was going to do the list. I'm fixing it. It's sort of I have to listen back to some stuff. We've got the list all back in the thing, so I have to fill in some blank spots. So by next episode, it'll be ready.
Right.
Especially since I have more creative energy going out now, since I'm feeling better emotionally and physically. So,
It's always a good thing.
so yeah, things will be better going forward. We'll be a little more consistent than we have been. World's not any better, but
Yeah.
have to make do. Uh,
Yeah. Just be good to each other.
yeah,
That's not a hard thing to do.
be most excellent to one another, please.
Yeah. Good
But
party.
I think we can all kind of agree that we know that this is going to be in the bottom quarter of our lists. So,
Yeah, it's inoffensive, but
yeah,
it was a point where we had a long gap.
I think it'll go above a lot of the 40s package features,
Sure.
but not any higher than any of that
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
Like
I can already tell
it's
you it's probably somewhere in dinosaur territory
yeah,
for me.
yeah, yeah. So there's that. Next week, oh, is it Meet the Robinsons or Bolt? I totally
Ugh.
forget. Uh, uh, Boy, I should really just look that stuff up beforehand, huh?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Eh, eh.
Just edit this part out.
No, absolutely not. That's too much work. Vamp, Nick, Vamp.
Okay, so next week and other Father's Day, we're gonna watch a good movie.
Oh boy, you just shot us. You just shot us in the foot there.
Yeah,
Uh, uh,
it's not Meet the Robinsons or
it
Bull.
is Meet the Robinsons.
Okay, so
2007, so there's actually a gap. Disney's putting some time into
yeah,
Meet the Robinsons.
development cycle.
Came out when in 2007, March of 2007. So
They just added like DLC on top of Chicken Little. That's all they did.
yeah, yes. So that'll be fun. I'm not entirely sure I've seen the entirety of Meet the Robinsons.
I have seen zero of it, so
So that'll be fun for both
yeah.
of us. It may be good. People seem to enjoy it, like for the most part. Nobody seems to complain too much about that movie. They just sort of forgot about that movie. It's like sounds like it's just mediocre, which step above some of the other stuff we've seen
Yep.
lately. So yeah, so there we go. I just want to make sure that there's no offensive people on the soundtrack. Wainwright is on it. Rob Thomas is on it.
Hey,
The
you know what?
All American
Bush is a good
Rejects.
song, man.
All American Rejects, and They Might Be Giants are on
Okay,
it.
that's a
So,
good soundtrack.
oh, and they do the song "A Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow."
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm interested. I like you throw in a Disney park attraction song into the movie. Will it appear in the movie? I don't know, but I hope it does.
You're
We'll
gonna know
find
what you're
out.
talking about.
We'll find out. But that's next week. That is Meet the Robinsons. Oh boy, Nick.
Yes,
I enjoyed our time together
I
again.
did too.
Feels like it's been a while since we've talked about a movie. We did the big Disneyland extravaganza season 2 preview last time.
You think it's been a while?
Yeah, we're not too far away. We're sort of we're genuinely out of sort of the woods of terrible movies.
Yeah,
I don't think Meet the Robinsons is going to be terrible. I know Bolt isn't terrible. And then you hit Princess and the Frog. So it's when Disney
it's
starts to turn their stuff back around. So
it's been a I would not gonna lie, it's been a slog.
yeah,
At some point, like
yeah,
mid to late '80s, you got to be like, oh boy, this is
yeah,
it. After
yeah. And then you got the '90s, and everything was good again. And then
yeah, then the Renaissance period ended, and so
yeah, and then once Tarzan came along, everything started to sort of
yeah,
dry. But yeah, yeah, I like Bolt. So I can't wait to see that one again. It's been a long time since I've seen Bolt. It's a good movie. Um,
I'll watch it with my son. He likes it, so
yeah. So that'll be yeah. Can't wait. Good stuff going forward.
yeah,
So
it's the
yeah,
future's brighter.
yeah. As we're really barreling towards the end. This is
Yeah,
46. The next one's 47. There's only 58. So
I mean, the last movie is on Disney Plus right now, so
yeah. And the next one doesn't come out until March of next year.
so
So
we should, in theory, be done by the time we
yeah,
get to that.
yeah. And then we can just kind of pluck in, add on to the compendium as new ones come out
Yes.
if we feel like it. I don't know. Raya and the Last Dragon is the next one,
Okay.
and that's number 59, and that's March of next year. Whether that stays that way is yet to be
It-
seen.
it-
There's also an unannounced one coming out that fall. So Disney has 3 unannounced movies for the next 3 years in the fall time,
yeah,
and it's unclear what any of those are. So
we don't
there's
know
some
how our
there's
post-COVID world is going to.
yeah there's some rumors as to what some of those Disney ones are gonna be, but nothing's set in stone. So there's always the rumor of a Mickey Mouse movie existing at some point because there isn't one. Never has been really. It's just like short films and like
Fantasia. And,
Fantasia and like yeah. So and Disney is starting to sort of cash in on Mickey Mouse. Like he finally got a ride at the theme parks.
yeah,
So
and the shorts, and you have the
yeah,
celebrating Mickey thing. So yeah,
yeah.
it's
So I want to be too surprised if in the next couple of years we hear something about a Mickey Mouse movie.
I'd be down to see it.
Yeah. But until then, everyone, thanks for joining us once again. Bless you all. Stay safe.
Yes, please be
Be
safe.
be nice to one another, please. I
Yeah,
beg you.
yeah. It's you just be respectful with one another,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah, there's some people you don't have to be disrespectful to, but
Well, okay, yes,
it's
but
pretty it's
by
pretty
and large,
obvious it's pretty obvious which ones you shouldn't be disrespectful to.
yeah. Well, like
It's the ones that are causing a lot of the
the,
problems. So,
yeah, you don't have to be respectful of the people who are trying to drive a wedge between us based on
yes,
our pigment.
yes,
Uh,
exactly.
yeah,
Pigment or standing in society
you
in
don't like
general.
somebody based on their character or not
Yeah.
there. But
Yes.
also wash your hands still.
Wash your hands, please. Wear a
Damn it.
mask.
Yeah,
None of you are wearing masks, and it's making me mad.
it is.
Wear
It
a
is.
mask.
It's giving me
I
anxiety.
to be fair, I'm sure if you're listening to this, you're wearing a mask. You're a good person. I
Yeah,
trust you. I
yeah,
trust you, fair listener.
yeah. And if you
But
don't, well,
if you're
then this
if
is
you're not
reflecting you.
if you're not, don't tell me and start doing it.
Yeah.
Pretend like you have been the whole time. Start
Consider
now.
consider this your stern warning.
Yeah. And if not, you don't get to download the show anymore.
Yeah.
It's just that's how it is. I will know. I have your IP address. My dad works for Nintendo.
True. Super Mario 4 coming out next year. You won't let me see it or play it, but
I have Super Mario 65, so.
yeah.
Anyways, have a magical day.
Bye.